Here again at NAB 2024, and I'm speaking with Oz Krakowski from Deepdub about their localization technology, essentially AI-based voice replacement, substitution, translation.
We'll unwrap it, we'll unpack all of it in this in this discussion.
Yeah, so what's really exciting about this is we have, traditionally, you create your content, you create it in the language, native language, English, right, Spanish, whatever, and that's pretty much your audience. Now, you can get it professionally dubbed, but that's very expensive. You can do subtitles. A lot of people don't like to read subtitles.
Right.
But what you're providing is the ability for someone to actually create multiple language versions of their content without having to hire an army of voice talent in different languages.
Well, so first of all, you're right. So let me start by saying, first of all, thank you for having me here, Damien. Deepdub is really the most accredited AI dubbing companies. There are a lot of entrants into the business, but in the end, it's all about creating the workflows that work and really enable the industry and provide new opportunities. And I think a lot of times when we talk about what AI dubbing means to the industry, it's about creating new opportunities, or resolving some of the bottlenecks. And we talk about can we do a lot of or can we dub content without bringing an army in? I say bring that army in, but just do more content.
Right.
Bring it's like bring that army in, bring all the people, but we're going to reshift or shift a little bit the way they approach the content in a way that enables them to work at scale, to work on higher volumes of content maybe in languages that they couldn't reach before. So now you're exploring new opportunities in new regions. It's all about creating that customized experience. Because we're dubbing into German and we're dubbing into Latin Spanish, and this is like the established markets. But who said that people in Indonesia don't want to consume content in their language, or in Vietnam, right? And the economies today do not enable that. So AI dubbing really brings to the forefront new opportunities, and from all the discussions we have with a lot of studios, and we work with the majority of the Hollywood studios, big studios, all the way down to small independent studios. It took us time. We came into the market back in 2020, and we had to spend a lot of time educating the market, but people understand it. People understand it now, and you see that 2024 is the year. If you want to get your content, you want to not to be left behind, you have to step in front of it, and people understand it. I just had a great breakfast with someone from the big studios, and we see a lot of our partners here in this show, and they get it. They get it. It's not a matter of if anymore. It's a matter of not even when, because we're already there. We're already doing it. People are like, oh, it's going to happen in the next. No, it's happening now. We're already dubbing thousands of hours. We're already dubbing a ton of content on a monthly basis.
So one of the things actually we talked about with one of the guests yesterday was the fact that global distribution isn't really just an option anymore. It's a necessity based on just the whole business model. That the margins are slimmer. You really have to get your content to work globally if you really want to be successful.
Yep.
Right? So let's talk a little bit about the process. One of the things that's often frustrating about dubbing is the voices often sound very natural. That you may have A-list actors in the original language, but often the budget doesn't permit getting that same voice talent in the other languages. Your technology actually correct me if I'm wrong, but allows you to keep the voice and the cadence of the original actor and then dub into another language. So there's a lot more preservation of the original tonality that goes with the voice. Is that correct? Let
me unpack it. So, I think when AI started, even us, we had that demo of, oh, look at that voice in a different language, in Spanish. It's a super talent, everyone knows the name, and we even had, a few publications back then, 2021, say that name, and look how that person speaks. I don't want to say the name of a super talent, very famous person, how they speak in Spanish. And lo and behold, the people in Spain said, "Oh, it sounds like really good Spanish, but that's not him."
Right.
People in Mexico, not in Spain. It was Latin Spanish.
Right.
It's
They
not
could
him.
tell that it didn't.
No.
quite-
They're in Mexico, in Latin America. There's already an established voice for those people. So
Fascinating.
they don't know. Tom
Fascinating.
Cruise doesn't sound like Tom Cruise in Latin America or Germany or
Wow.
France. Morgan Freeman doesn't sound like him. So if you go and take their voice into a different language and preserve the likeness, people over there are going to tell you, it sounds great, but it's not him.
That's amazing.
So that kind of like took us back, and we realized, the likeness, preserving the likeness works great in certain situations. In other cases, it's not necessarily the big
essential.
deal.
Right.
The performance, however, is actually a pretty
Right.
good deal. It's like, because if I can preserve the authenticity, performance translates into authenticity. If I can preserve the authenticity of it, then I'm creating I'm able to replicate the experience as much as possible in a different language.
So tell me the workflow. Do we get the AI doesn't actually handle the translation itself, right? Or it can, but then you're going to QA the
Exactly,
translation with a
yes.
native speaker.
So we have today an entire workflow that is enhanced by AI. It's not only the voice, the entire
Yeah.
workflow. And in fact, our friends at the AWS, kind of like a shameless plug, friends at the AWS booth have our demo, interactive demo. So if you're interested, you can go over there and actually play with the platform. But everything is powered by AI. And let me explain. Today, we're at the point where, again, depending on the type of quality you're trying to achieve at the end, you could get like a mixed video, upload it to the platform. It will automatically split the audio, the M&E from the dialogue. It will automatically transcribe the dialogue. It will automatically translate the dialogue. It will automatically generate a new dialogue in the new language with all the characters. And it can, at the click of a button, literally click, you have subtitles. And now what's left, and it will also mix it.
Dolby Atmos?
No, stereo, very basic.
It's all right.
But again, I'm talking about like the entry level,
Yeah, for
right?
sure,
I
for
mean,
sure.
if you want to take it, you a couple clicks, you output everything AFF, take it into Pro Tools, and you can do, sophisticated mix
Right.
options.
So
But
you'll get the separated stems and things like that.
exactly, but
Yeah.
for a very basic type of content, you're like, just get it through. Now, is it good at the end? It's up to you. Now you can play with everything. You can change the text. You can bring in your own dialogue if you have it. You can change the translation. You can regenerate the voices, give them a different emotion, because it's supposed to be a little bit more of an amused type of voice rather than sad. So you can play with everything. You can even bring another language expert in and collaborate with them on the platforms, and they will tell you, put a marker, there's an accent here, there's a problem there, fix this, fix that. So the platform is fully collaborative, and that's the entire.
So
yeah.
what would you say, like in your experience so far, how far does the AI go in the translation? If you got a native speaker in to correct it, we talking about 30% of the content needs to be corrected and tweaked, or like what's that level to get it to sound natural in that language?
You said two things. The translation and sound. Sound, it sounds good already.
Right.
But the translation, I think that's one of the biggest hurdles or challenges.
Well, and it's not just, that's translation in general
Correct. Across
all
the
of
board.
AI.
Across
We're still
the board.
wrestling with that
Correct.
issue.
Because I had that discussion with a customer the other day about songs. What does it take to dub songs? I'm like, listen, we can make the voices sing, but how do you transfer a song with all the rhymes and the context to a different language? Right. And I think the industry is going to go through a change, because you see today a lot of those, again, new entrants, new technologies where you write a prompt and you get a song. And if I summarize some of the feedback that we get, it goes around, what you did is an amazing thing. And I'm 30 plus years in the industry on Pro Tools and stuff, and it's incredible what I can do as a sound engineer now. But I realized something that, I used to, I'm in the past, I could work with a voice actor and I could get exactly, I know that with time I will get exactly what I want, what I have in my mind. But with AI, I'm not gonna necessarily get exactly what I want, but it's acceptable, it's good.
Right.
And I think
right.
that's the change, the mindset change. You're gonna see that, maybe for the high quality theatricals, yeah, they're going to spend the effort and the time and money to do a traditional. But if I need to get a new song, I'm just gonna write a prompt, get a copyright-free song that I can use, and it works.
Right. So, let's say I have an independent feature I've completed. Do I bring it to you, and does your company just kind of handle the technology, or do you also handle some of the logistics of choosing the market, picking the languages, or maybe I come and I say, okay, I want these five different markets. Do you handle some of the QA, or is that up to me?
No, so great question. So today Deepdub operates in two silos. We have one silo, it's the platform that you can see at the AWS booth. You can play with. This is a subscription based, it's a tool. It's an AI enabled tool in the cloud, fully secure. You can use it.
I could go back to my hotel room and log in and sign up and start using it.
Yes, and start using it. It's subscription, right? So think about, Photoshop, Premiere, whatever. It's a tool. It's another tool in your arsenal. You should have it. We're signing people left and right. Like dubbing studios come to us. Dubbing studios come to us to expand their business. The other silo, and which is a very important one, is exactly what you talked about. It's a managed service type of business and that's the way we operate with a lot of content owners, because they have the content and they don't have the staff to deal with all at scale. Everyone's thinking, in the past, the discussion about AI dubbing was, I need the quality. We're done with that. It's obvious that price and time is going to be faster and cheaper, but the quality was not there. We're not anymore. The question is not about quality, it's about scale. Can I scale that? Can you operate based on my guidelines and don't create another hassle? Because I'm trying to monetize on content. No, I'm going to do my high quality with the traditional, but I need this to be done. And I need to see the ROI on it, and faster, right? And I don't need another team to just deal with you. So can you do it and at scale? At scale, hundreds of titles a month. And we're doing it. We're already there. And if you're a filmmaker, if you're a content owner, bring that content to us. We have the QC people, we have the specialists that know how to actually extract the quality out of it, that they specialize on the platform, and some other technologies. Not everything, not all of our technologies are available at the platform.
And you're doing both the dubbing and the subtitles.
We can do, yes. We will, if you come to us for the managed service, we will do everything. We can do the force narrative, the metadata, the 5.1, the Atmos, even if we can do it. Not everything's going to be on the platform, but the intention, the idea is that if you already come to us, you don't want to look somewhere else to have that other stuff. The rest of the collaterals that you need, the subtitles, the force narrative, the graphics, all of this. We can handle all of it, but again, everything it needs to come with a mindset of what exactly I'm trying to achieve. If you're trying to go to a fast channel or a low tier type of an outlet, and you come to me with requirements that go on on a major streaming platform, that's not going to line up. Obviously, price is going to be higher. If you're trying to, so there's that mindset thing that's going to come in the industry, and it's in the process already, where people are adjusting on, I'm trying to get a return on that money, on that content, or versus I am trying to enable a high quality but in new regions, or faster, or test markets, right? Like, let's look at that show before it's even hitting the market. But let's do something really, really quick, so I can go and take a test group, test audience, and see how they react.
Fantastic. Well, Oz, thanks so much for taking the time. This is, honestly, it's one of those kind of fun products. It's really exciting. I mean, it's exciting times, but this is something that, kind of a non-threatening AI. Everyone's terrified, but I know some of the voice actors are a little concerned, but as you said, there are lots of opportunities there.
Lots of opportunities.
So thank you so much. So people can stop by the AWS booth if they want to check it out and get their hands on and play. Deepdub.ai if they want to visit you. and they can sign up today for the platform.
They
and
can
start
sign up,
playing.
reach out to me on LinkedIn, find us near the AWS booth. But yeah.
All right.
Let's
Thank you
talk.
so much.
Thank you.